Hello and welcome to your Urban Connection. Remember, this is the channel that is often imitated but is never duplicated. Now, today it's very interesting here. I have a very important show. Donald Trump, ever since January the 20th of this year, has been doing everything he could do, flying across the world, trying to put out fires, trying to bring an end to wars, trying to get ceasefires, all in hopes of winning the Nobel Peace Prize. That's right. Donald Trump was attempting to win the Nobel Peace Prize, ladies and gentlemen, which was uh, the winner was announced on yesterday, October the 10th, and the Nobel Peace Prize is given annually to basically a humanitarian. And what Donald Trump had hoped to do, and this has been his number one goal since becoming president, not for the second time, but even for the first time. Donald Trump wanted to show Americans and the world that he was the most important president ever to be in the United States. But he couldn't do that if he couldn't accomplish what Barack Obama, Jimmy Carter, Martin Luther King, and others before him had accomplished, and that was winning the Nobel Peace Prize. So this time he set out to make sure that he was the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025, only to be snubbed by the Nobel Peace Prize Committee. Because you see, they didn't see what everybody in America has seen, even though some refuse to acknowledge it. But Donald J. Trump has been nothing but a chaos president, okay, ever since taking the mantle and being sworn in on January the 20th, 2025. You see, he's taken what was considered to be a respected America and turned it into a non respected America under President Donald Trump. He's done everything he could do to divide this country between the rich and the poor. He's done everything he could do to enrich the one percenters and basically destroy the less fortunate, the lower class, even the middle class America that we used to know. So let's give you a couple of examples, or a few examples. Right now, as we produce this video, the American government is shut down with no a return to what we know as a working federal government in sight. Donald Trump has done everything he could do to make life miserable for most Americans. Prices are going up as opposed to going down, which is what he promises. Employment is going up as this government under Trump lays off tons of government employees, is refusing to pay our troops who are on the ground right now in this country and in foreign countries, and he refuses to pay them until the government reopens. And goodness knows how long that will be. Donald Trump and his groupies and his former financier, Elon Musk, have removed billions of dollars that was designed to feed starving kids in many of our third world countries and less fortunate countries. They've done that to take money to give an obscene tax cut to his millionaire and billionaire buddies. Donald Trump, as we speak, is going after, through the courts, his perceived political rivals, critics, or enemies. Never before in this country have we seen anything like that, or anything that any president of the United States has ever even attempted to engage in. These are all efforts that, whether he realizes it or not, these are things that the Norwegian Nobel Peace Committee were looking at to see that Donald J. Trump was not worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize. You see, to win the Nobel Peace Prize, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something. First of all, you have to act presidential. You cannot be a chaos president who's traveling around the world, and yet your country that you're leaving behind is getting worse. You have a cabinet that is full of unqualified clowns going before the American public, before the Congress, showing just how big of a clowns they really are. And they're doing this to please you, Donald J. Trump, not to please the American public, but to please you and be one of your biggest boosters, along with your fellow MAGA people. Because you see, is the only people that ever felt that you were worthy of a Nobel Peace Prize are those clowns that worship you. Oh, they were out there. They were promoting you. But let me tell you, you were the number one promoter of Donald J. Trump. Okay? I mean, you really thought that you were well on your way to accomplishing what Barack Obama accomplished. And you have not yet lived up to what it takes to garner a Nobel Peace Prize. You see, you cannot go around firing people on fraudulent, fake criminal acts. You see, you're looking worse and worse every day. As a matter of fact, your approval rating as of this broadcast, this podcast, this video, your approval rating is around 38%. The lowest number of any president at this stage of the game in recent memory. Oh, Donald Trump, I know that you've got people right now talking about and trying to denigrate now the Nobel Peace Prize because you didn't win it. You see, those are fools, sir. Those are fools who are loyal to you and not to the country and not to the Constitution because of your behavior. Every day, you're issuing executive orders that you're not authorized to carry out. You see, so when the Nobel Peace Prize looks at the whole picture of Donald Trump, they didn't like what they saw. Okay? So yeah, Donald, you were traveling around the world. You were accepting airplanes from Qatar that you were going to benefit from at the taxpayers' expense of over $1 billion. You received it as a gift, not for the U.S. government, but for your own private use once you leave office. And yet, that $1 billion that it's going to cost to get that airplane up to flying speed is going to be borne out by the American taxpayers. You think they didn't see that, Mr. Trump? You think they didn't see how you were dividing this country around racial lines, Mr. Trump? You think they didn't see how you were trying to turn this country into a white nationalist country? You think they didn't see that, Mr. Trump? So you see, you didn't even live up to your initial campaign promises. You told the American people that if they would elect you, that you would solve the war between Russia and Ukraine before your inauguration. And here you are now, 9 months in, and you still haven't solved it. You told people that you would bring grocery prices down on day one. You said you would bring gas prices down. You said you would make everything better. We were going to see the greatest presidential run ever. We're still waiting for that, Mr. Trump. Okay? So you don't need to be thinking about a Nobel Peace Prize. You need to be thinking about how you can make life better and become a better president, and a president that acts and shows some class instead of your naked ass. And you can do that starting today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Now, I know you're licking your wounds right now because you didn't win this Peace Prize. And nothing makes you sadder than the fact that who you lost it to. Okay? You see, Mr. Trump, you lost because the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, sir, was a woman, and she was a woman not from the United States, but she was a woman from Venezuela. Okay? And here she is. Now, I know that you don't like the idea that a woman beat you out, but then to say that it was a woman who is not even an American beat you out has to have you really, really, really sad and really dejected and really feeling snubbed, because that's what you were. You see, you thought you had this all wrapped up. All the things that you were doing, all the while that you were doing things to improve your net worth. You were doing things to put money in the pockets of you and your family and a few rich people, millionaires and billionaires, while doing little to nothing for the average hard-working American man or family. And yet, you thought you would get the Nobel Peace Prize. What a joke. What a joke. And a joke on you and your cabinet members and some of the Congress members who were fools enough to believe that you were on the path to win the Nobel Peace Prize. As a matter of fact, one member of Congress is now proposing to pass a bill for America to award you a Nobel. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Okay, it does not work that way, Congressman. You are becoming a bigger joke than Donald J. Trump is. You see, you made a comment, Mr. Trump, that Americans were suckers and losers. Well, it appears to me now that after you aggressively pursuing a Nobel Peace Prize in the first 9 months of your presidency, an aggression that we've never seen before in any president, and the one we wouldn't expect to see behind someone that has shown no class. You've shown no vision. You've shown no presidential quality, sir. So, everybody, with your MAGA nuts and your clownish cabinet members, understands why you didn't get your wish. You did not become, and you did not attain, you did not accomplish what Barack Obama accomplished in his 8 years as president, and that was to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay? Now, you can try again if you want to, but you see, I hope you've learned a lesson, sir. Until you start to act like a president, look like a president, and think like a president for all people, I don't see it in your future. The Nobel Peace Prize is going to continue to evade you. They're showing you, Mr. Trump, what it takes. This woman, whose name, she's from Venezuela, her name is Maria Corina Machado. All right, a name most Americans have never heard of. But she is not the president of Venezuela. As a matter of fact, she is an activist, a very successful activist in Venezuela. She represents and speaks out for the people of Venezuela. While you denigrate all except your rich friends, the people of America. And you want us to think that you are bringing respect to America with your actions and with your chaos. Wishful thinking, sir. You are disrespected all over the world. You're putting tariffs where no other president in the United States has ever even attempted to match what you're doing. You're making things worse for your country. You're allowing China to become much more important in the rest of the world than the United States. Their farmers cannot sell their products to China. You're killing the farmers. And most of them voted for you, Mr. Trump. But that doesn't bother you a bit. You're starving and killing hundreds, if not millions, of kids almost each and every day by your ignorance and your attempts to eliminate the United States' place across the world in providing food and comfort for starving children, many of them black, many of them brown, many of them white. But you don't give a damn. You only care about lining the pockets of the rich millionaires and billionaires and yourself and your family. So in your pursuit of Nobel Peace Prize, Mr. Trump, I have 2 words for you. Good luck. Okay, folks, that's my program for today. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. If you like this program, leave a comment in the comments section, and I'll see you the next time.